Welcome back, everyone, to another session of the World of Horen. Thank you for sticking with us during our technical issues just now. Well, welcome back to another session. Before we get into where our heroes are, we would like to just reiterate to please give us a follow on here to show us that you like what we do. Share us with all of your friends. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP, and we've just reorganized our community Discord server and now open it out to all of you. So feel free to jump into that Discord and just join us. Chat about the fun things that there is within the world of tabletop role-playing games. All right. We don't have Cecil to start off with, but he will be jumping in a little bit later, hopefully. But in the meantime, our heroes find themselves on the side of a road, on the side of next to a river. And they had just finished killing a whole bunch of almost undead-looking psychic duergar. Just random thing to happen. But they were doing so because there was a bounty on these particular bandits that had been attacking people. They'd been attacking a lot of merchants that were headed down this road. So we rejoin our action right at the moment when the last of the Mind Master duergar falls. What is everyone doing at that point in time?
Oh, yeah?
Huh? My head, it hurts so much.
Are you okay?
My head, it hurts so much.
Oh.
But it appears to be somewhat better.
Okay.
How
Why did you hit me, Theo?
I don't. That wasn't me. Like, it was me, but it wasn't me. That was not my decision.
I thought maybe you were mad at me or something, but all right.
No. In fact, I wanted to... do I know about what kind of magic, what manner of magic was just used against us?
Roll an Arcana check. I think you would be familiar with the fact that there are charm effects. Hey, Cecil. Thanks for jumping into the call.
Woohoo!
So that's 12.
12. Yeah, it's not that difficult to assume that magic people could have affected you. It's a common crime that people get arrested for in Oakwell, using magic to influence a person's behavior. So it's possible that you would understand that it wasn't you, it was them.
Yeah, but I've also never, like, these guys... Back to being in character, I have known that there has been magic before to strip the will of an entity, but usually magic like that is extremely potent, and these guys didn't seem that tough. So I don't know what exactly they did.
Okay.
But maybe I can...
You're not mad at me?
No, are you mad at me? You're the one that would be mad at me.
No. As long as it wasn't you, it's fine.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Theodora, yes, and just to echo Obsidian's sentiments, the weapons that they used was very disruptive to my mind, so I would not be surprised if they were able to overpower our wills.
Yeah, it was something like that. And I'll get out of the carriage and I'll start poking at the bodies with my sword, see if they move, just to make sure.
Dead? Dead, yes.
The bodies don't move so much as the blade just slodges through the flesh.
I'm not poking it into them. It's a little barbaric, don't you think? Just giving them a nudge. It's like it might as well be a stick.
Okay, fair enough. No No response from the bodies.
So they looked dead though when they started.
They
approaching
did. They roll a medicine check or an investigation check to try and figure out why.
Good lord. Okay, another 12.
Another 12.
It's not a good roll.
All right. All you really know is these creatures weren't undead. Like, you're pretty fairly sure about that aspect of things. However, their skin is very loose to their actual body. The bone is not really connected to the skin so much, so it droops in a lot of places. They're extremely malnourished, and they like lips had turned a little bit yellow. They looked a bit jaundiced. These guys didn't look healthy.
Are there any evidences maybe that I might notice about like poison or anything in their bodies?
You go ahead and roll a, I would say, medicine or investigation.
That is a... Get on the right page. That is a 19.
No, they do not appear to be poison. In fact, these guys, as they are dwarves, they're duergar, but they are a type of dwarf, which typically means they are resistant to poison. And you see that very nature, that they are resistant to poison. They do appear to be somewhat... their skin seems to be somewhat reactive to the sunlight that's out and about. Now that they can't huddle and hide themselves underneath their cloaks, their skin begins to just slightly bubble and boil under the sunlight.
Can anybody look around and see if any one of these guys looks like he might have been the leader of the group? Because we were told there was some kind of master, and there were 5 of them.
There was the one in the middle who seemed to be telling people what to do. He is the one that has his head almost cut off there in the middle of the road.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna tiptoe over there and check out the body.
Should we bring his head?
Probably. This is a bounty.
I'll get it.
It is still attached.
Awesome.
I mean...
Why don't we can bring the whole body back to Zarnagolf, all of the bodies. Perhaps they would like to either have some sort of burial ritual, or maybe even they would like to display the bodies as a method of deterrent.
Sure, but before we leave, I would just want to make sure that we have the right guys and we did what we needed to do. So I'm going to check the bodies real quick and make sure these are the guys we were after. One of them is possibly the leader. Make sure that that's all kosher.
Do we need to check that hard? I mean, they wanted 5 dwarvish dark dwarf people. We have 5 dwarvish dark people. We will get the reward.
I don't know what's wrong with them. They look diseased, and if that is the case, then someone might be doing something to dwarves in the area to make them a certain way. I've never seen an actual duergar before. I do want to make sure. I do think it's relevant.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, I'm thinking investigation would work best for that.
So I got a 7. So I guess I'm getting frustrated at this point a little bit.
Yeah. One thing that is particularly frustrating you is these guys were apparently hitting merchant caravans, and other than the cloaks that they're wearing and the little bits of rag clothing, they don't have anything on them. Nothing at all. No insignias, nothing that seems to remark them as anything special, and certainly nothing that they would have taken from another person.
This feels off.
We should try to look for tracks to see where they come from. Maybe if there is a camp. We should also do so with caution.
Alternative. We take the bodies that we have killed. We go get the bounty we wanted, and we go on our way, because this has nothing to do with us.
Well, the bounty was only half of it. They have waylaid other adventurers, and they are likely to have great treasures or other boons that will just go unclaimed if we do not follow up on this lead right now.
Well, when you put it that way, I mean.
So these aren't the main people that we were supposed to get rid of?
It's a possibility that these people could have been taken and transformed to look like this and placed to do this for somebody else. It's possible. And
I don't know. If you change your appearance with magic, if you die, you go back to the way you were. At least that's how it works with my magic. So
Not with things like curses.
I am going to look for tracks, and perhaps we can see if there's a camp, and maybe more answers will be forthcoming there.
Okay. Survival check.
I will look over here. Does anyone wish to assist me in my checking here?
I can help you.
Okay. With advantage.
That is 19.
19. Okay. It doesn't take you too long to be able to find the tracks. They do lead further south away from here, and they appear to be quite frequently placed down. So you can see some fresh tracks and some old tracks as well. These individuals traveled this way and back and forth quite a few times. Do you follow the tracks?
I will call everyone's attention. I say, I think I have found the tracks. I recommend that we follow them with caution, since we feel that there might be more to this. There might be additional enemies.
My head is still hurting. Perhaps we can load the bodies, which we will need, and then maybe rest for a moment. And then after we've had a chance that my head stops ringing like it is split in half, we can go forward at that point.
I was going to ask if you wanted me to try to heal your head, or if we wanted to rest. But if more than just Obi is wounded, then a rest would probably be better.
But if Obi alone is wounded, let's go on. What could possibly happen to him?
I'd fix you.
Oh, that's very kind.
I'm happy to take a breather if we wish to do so.
I wish to do so.
Right. Would loading the bodies be light activity for a short rest?
Yeah. So over the course of the hour, you guys take the bodies, load them into the back of the wagon, separate clearly differentiate between the bodies and all of the supplies that you were given to last the trip from here to Citadel Haganebuto. So I'm going to move those bodies into there. They're remarkably light, but that goes with the nature of being somewhat malnourished and decaying. Okay. At the end of the hour, you guys will be able to gain the benefits of a short rest. So expend any hit dice that you feel the need to expend, regain any sort of skills or features that do refresh on a short rest. If you have any questions, just ask. Afterwards, once you start following the tracks to see where they lead, they don't lead too far. About 500 feet further south from your current position, there is a rocky outcropping that attaches onto the side of the river. It kind of sits in between the water to one side and the road on the other. The tracks lead around the back of these, and just underneath one of the larger rocks in the center, you can see that there appears to be an iron manhole cover of sorts, looking like an iron circular trapdoor on the situated below a large rock.
I will check it for traps. If lifting it up would kill everyone.
Roll a perception check.
9. It's
Okay.
fine. There are no problems here.
Mm-hmm.
So the camp is just a clearing with this circular hole or circular cover?
So There isn't even a clearing. There is this circular cover that's tucked underneath some rocks that's hidden underneath a rocky pile.
All right. Is it heavy? Obi, Obsidian, can you lift it, or do you need assistance?
It looks really heavy.
I kind of.
Did you try to pick it up anyway?
No.
Okay.
Shouldn't we all try to move it?
I heard a story once about a magical sword that if you were strong enough to lift it up, you would become La Keeper. Is this our magical manhole cover? Whoever lifts it up becomes our leader?
I doubt it.
You should try, Cecil. It would be great.
It is a strange
magical
way.
Sword.
It is a strange way to determine a method, a ruler of a government. I think there are better ways.
I'm still stuck on magical sword. Cecil's just like, did you just say like a sword that's like magical? Like
it's a very common story in other parts of the kingdom.
Well,
should I try
you can
to
tell me
answer
that later.
Yes. Do you want to be the leader? Whoever lifts the manhole cover becomes the leader, Daffy. We've talked about this. You should do it. You'd be a very good leader. You'd be very good.
Lady
Why
Daphne,
don't I help somebody?
me and you can lift this up.
Okay. I'll help you. That's
All
fine.
right.
I'll
So you
supervise.
two reach down to grab this huge boulder that's sitting on top of the manhole cover. Get your hands underneath it and just start to lift. And the amount of force you apply to it naturally is going to be quite big because it looks heavy. But this thing is lighter than anything, and it just shoots right up out of your hands. Revealing just an open hole that drops down straight below.
I get down on a knee in front of Daffy. My liege, I am at your service to command.
Okay. Let's go down the hole.
Okay.
As you command.
Okay. I don't know if I'm very good at this.
Cecil's gonna be like, my liege, jokingly.
You help me lift it, so you have to be a leader too.
I will be your co-leader,
Okay.
and you'll be the main leader. And Cecil is just gonna tell everybody, it's time to go.
So, in the edge of... So, you've got this round hole that digs into the ground, and into the edge of the earthwork that's below, you can see a couple handholds and places for your feet. Climbing down isn't going to be too much trouble. It climbs down into darkness 20 feet below. It's positioned in such a way that there's no natural light coming in. Those of you that require light, how are you going to be able to see? Do any of you require light? Yeah, there we go. So, little sparkles of light start to illuminate this small hole. This, it looks like a bunker of sorts. It's probably about 40-foot square, dug out underneath the earth here. And you can see a couple hammocks that have been placed in the corner, beds, sleeping area for these 5 individuals. And there are 5 beds. So it's kind of ties the only people that were here with these guys. Off in the northeastern corner of this little space, you have piles of crates, some sacks, and the things that they would have stolen from other individuals. As you see, even one of the sacks is slightly open, and there's a silver candelabra sticking out of the side of it, and some plates and whatnot. However, on the southern side of the wall, you can see that there is a desk, small writing desk with a bunch of notes and papers scrawled down on top of it, most of which seem to be letters of sorts, even with the wax seal and everything. What do you guys do?
So did we all get down in here, or are we like sticking our head in the manhole cover right now?
I was told to go forward, so I leapt into the hole at the command of my liege.
Stop doing that.
As you command.
Before I actually enter, I'm gonna hang out in the hole there, and I'm going to mage hand and just kind of like mess with stuff just to make sure nothing's trapped and nothing's gonna tripwire explode on us or anything. Rustle some notes.
So, like the poking of the bodies, you go around and poke everything in the room with the mage hand, just bit by bit. Okay. No traps. Nothing goes off. Everything's safe. Everything seems fine.
Okay, as you were.
I think I might look at the letters, see if there's anything interesting there.
What languages do you speak?
I speak... Hold on.
All of them.
I speak Celestial, Common, Draconic, and Inferno.
Okay. You don't recognize the lettering and the penmanship on here. It's a language you don't understand.
Okay. I would motion to someone. Does anybody know what this is? I can't read this.
I'll look at it.
What languages do you speak?
Elvish, Giant,
okay.
and Orc.
There we go. So Elvish will satisfy it. Why these Duergar were speaking Elvish, or at least had letters written in Elvish, seem a bit off, because that's not normal. But the letter that's on top is an unfinished letter intended to go off to some master. Okay, it says, "Master, please. I feel like we have collected enough. Release us." And then just a few squiggles that means it was just dropped in a haste, and then they left. Looking at some of the other letters, they appear to be more of these petitions of release and hope, but all of which with a big black mark on the front that say no.
These were all letters to their master. They were asking to be let go, but they said no.
So the five, none of them were the master. The master is still elsewhere to be found.
Well, that's not great. They were doing stuff they didn't want to do.
Yeah, many people have to do things they do not want to do and get their just rewards. Even so.
I think Cecil would just be a big sigh and just be like, loose ends.
Yes, now we need to decide whether or not we want to pursue them.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I think the letters are very useful for the people of Unigulf, and we have done what we were tasked with. We can certainly come back at a later time and see if they need additional assistance, but I do not wish to keep the lawkeepers without the answer that they requested of us.
Yeah, I guess. I just feel bad that whoever this person was making them do this stuff still out there being mean.
You hear a crash in the background as Obi is like just waist up to his waist in bags, like going through stuff. Oh, what is this? What is that?
So you're looking through the loot that's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So while they're investigating all of that, you'll have enough time to get and I kind of imagine that you're the kind of character that would be almost instantly able to know everything that's in this big pile of loot. I know everything is going to be found. Every single coin. Right?
Oh, yes. That is exactly.
So amongst all of these things, you've got 3 crates of grain, 5 bolts of very fine cloth, a large sack, as I mentioned before, that includes a bunch of silverware and all precious items, most of which seem to have an engraving on the underside of a bee on it, indicating it's probably from Honey Gulf. You will find 45 gold pieces, loosely, 650 silver pieces as well. And then you'll find something else that's a little bit curious. This is something you haven't seen in a while, at least. A small cylindrical tube. It's no more than about 3 or 4 inches tall, less than an inch thick. It's stoppered with a cork on top, but inside there appears to be almost like a red streak of lightning of some sort, just statically in place inside of this vial.
I haven't seen one in a while. Do I know what this is?
You would know that this is what we have as the slices. This is a pure magic energy slice right here. Okay. Spending enough time playing with it or identifying it would be able to understand the magical properties within it, how to use it and what to do with it. But you would know, at least with base understanding, that spending a short rest with the slice and an item you intend to imbue with this arcane energy would attune the weapon to that slice or item or whatnot.
I put that in my sleeve without anybody noticing what it is.
So, okay, so let's talk about the slices and stuff, since we have the components now, or a component. Does that mean you don't need any additional skill proficiencies or toolkit proficiencies in order to adhere a slice to a object?
So, in the same way as with traditional 5th edition attuning to an item, same process to attune to a slice through imbuing it into an item. Any item that doesn't specifically state that it can have multiple slices attached to it can have one slice. However, to remove a slice from an item safely, you must be proficient in Arcana and Smith's tools, and be able to rework the material and the magic to separate them safely. If you cannot do such a thing, putting a new slice into the magical item will remove a previous one and destroy it. Okay?
And for our viewing public who may not know, what is a slice? I've got one.
Yeah. What we're doing with this world is we're going to change up the way magic items work a little bit. I'm not necessarily going to be giving out specific items, weapons, armor, and whatnot. But what I will be giving out are actual pieces of arcane energy that the players can then attune to armor or a weapon or something else of their own choice. And it will have different effects based on the different things that based on what it's applied to. So once you spend a short rest identifying what this one is, I can explain a little bit more about what how this one would work. But some more powerful slices might require 2 slots within a weapon, so you need very special kind of weapons crafted specifically for the use of magic items, etc. Any other questions?
Yeah.
For clarification. Yeah.
So you take an hour to identify it. Does that have to happen via the process of adhering it to an object? Or can you identify it and then you have to take another hour in order to put that into the thing? So 2 hours total.
You can either spend a short rest understanding and identifying what the item is, or you can spend a short rest adhering the slice to an item. That same process will also reveal its properties to you. So you don't need to do 2 in order to understand a item, but also you don't need to adhere the slice to an item in order to understand its properties.
So it's 2 or 1, depending on if you want to go whole hog immediately or not.
Yes, exactly. And just like anything else, I should preface this beforehand, though. Don't worry about it for this time. There is no method of identification that will reveal curses. Identify spell doesn't reveal a curse on a cursed magical item in 5th edition D&D anyway, and so it'll be the same with this. Okay?
And I will volunteer that I have the identify spell. Pellier doesn't volunteer that because he sees no reason to suggest that, having no idea that the item exists.
Yeah.
Because I am trying to hide it in my pouch.
So sleight of hand.
Can I try to notice?
Because you guys were kind of investigating the papers, it's going to be against your passive perceptions.
14.
There's enough light in here because of Theo's lights, so anyone with a passive perception of 14 or higher will notice he's trying to palm something from the encounter. So Theo will notice.
Yeah,
anyone else?
Good.
And
Only a 13.
Elia. Okay. Cecil, what's your passive?
It's 11. I don't notice.
Okay, so you don't notice. So Pellier and Theo notice that he's trying to slide a slice. You can tell what it is, a magic slice, up his sleeve.
Hey, is that a slice you're trying to shove up your sleeve?
What? And I pull out a coin instead. This thing?
No, the red thing. The red thing you put in your sleeve.
What do I own?
You
It's
just
red
had.
that I can pull out and pretend that that's what it is. No.
Why are you hiding it? You know that Pellier can tell you what it is, right? I could possibly also tell you what it is.
Yes, but I could also apply it to one of your weapons in the middle of the night and then see what happens tomorrow.
Okay, you could do that.
Or
But what
Well-
if it's something bad?
There goes the mystery. But you never know who it will be applied to, so I will keep it to myself.
That
But hey,
sounds
there's
like a not fun game of hot potato. I'm not gonna lie.
There are 3 boxes of grain that you can have if that makes you feel better. Boxes!
I'm not a fan of grain.
Perhaps fine silks? Ooh, look at these silks. They are so fine. They look so good on you. And look how they feel. They feel so
They do
nice.
feel real nice.
Are we able to put all this inventory on our cart?
Yes, you will be able to. Well, I think you'll have a little bit of trouble being able to separate the bodies from the inventory at this point. With your supplies for a couple, because you've still got a couple, I think we said about 2 weeks left of travel time from Honeygulf to Citadel Haganibuto. So you've got plenty of food and supplies in the crate already, plus 5 bodies. Then all of this stuff on top is going to be maybe a bit too much.
Throw the bodies on the horses and we will walk.
That is
Okay.
what I was thinking.
before we go, Lady Daphne, can you help me try and see if maybe we can find a name here of that master?
Sure. I'll look through the rest of the letters and see if I see any names that pop out.
Investigation.
Okay, sure. Why not?
You can do it with help if someone else can speak Elvish and assist you.
Oh, is that Elvish? This is my native tongue. I am happy to assist.
Okay.
You do
I'll
have
help
the Elvish
you.
accent.
Oh, let me look. Let me see if it would be even better if there was like an address or something. Let me return
Maybe.
to
There is
sender.
no address, unfortunately.
To the Master, 8430 South Main Street, Honeygulf.
Oh,
Is that-
Pellier, come on.
with advantage, that is a
If
6.
I wanted to roll that, I could have rolled it myself.
Unfortunately, you guys struggle to be able to get any more information than Master. That's.
I was looking at it upside down.
No
This
hard
is
feelings,
a
Pellier.
strange handwriting implement that they used. I'm not familiar with it.
It's
some
all right.
form of Elvish.
We tried. That's all that matters. Let's get back. Unless there's anything else anybody wants to do.
Yeah, just load everything up and start on the way. I don't know that we will be able to make it back to Honeygulf. So, do we want to camp here?
Theo, do you think since you can sew people, you might be able to help me sew a new blouse from this?
Oh, I don't even need to sew in order to do that.
Really?
Yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Yay! Daffy wants a new blouse. She kind of got blood and gore all over this last one.
Depending on if we camp here or if we get back on the road and head for Honey Gulf, I could probably make you that on the way to wherever.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
Can we use that one? I really like that one. It's really soft.
Sure.
Daffy gets a new blouse.
So we're staying here or are we going?
I mean, we use short rest. I don't know if you guys want to waste those little dice that we
I
threw.
mean, the master probably knows where here is, and I hate to sleep where other people know that is, so maybe we head back and, hey, well, let's be crazy. Maybe we push through the night and get there at midnight and then top it off with some beer with honey in it and then go to bed at like 3 a.m. after braiding each other's hair and making blouses.
Or we can
You've
camp
given that
somewhere.
a lot of thought, haven't you?
This is not my first trip through Honey Gulf. Beer and blouse making is common, part of every
Quintessential.
good party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you're one strange person.
Yes.
What? Or if you want, we can stay. We have two options: either we go, or we can stay around here, and maybe somebody will try to come, and we can kind of follow them and figure this out. It's up to you guys. Those are two options we have.
What do you say, leader, who told me not to prostrate myself too much before you?
Oh, that's me. I don't mind. We could go and press through, and well, if we get tired, then I'll just do the bubble, and you'll be fine.
Our liege has spoken.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you pack up all of the goods and you start making your way back. In order to get back, you'll end up having to, like before sleeping, you'll have to force yourselves to march for 2 hours. So, if that's what you push yourself to do, I'd need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw. Twice. But everyone roll one once first, then make the decision whether or not you push on for another hour.
I got a 5.
12.
Ooh,
I got
9.
a 3.
9.
Wow.
So Daffy's just deliriously like still driving the horses, like humming to herself, and everyone else is just like,
So it would appear that Daffy is the only one that doesn't get exhausted by this extra little bit of march. Okay, so everyone but Daffy gains 1 level of exhaustion. Do you push on for another hour?
So are we just 1 hour away from Honey Gulf?
Mm-hmm.
Honey, beer, and blouses. Honey, beer, and blouses.
Are you sure? Y'all look real tired.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We
on.
can.
Honey, beer, and blouses.
Okay. Come on, horses. We're still going.
Okay, so con saves again.
A 10.
A 15.
22.
I'm supposed to be proficient at those. I got 6.
I
Okay,
got a
so-
2.
In this case, it's only Pelir and Cecil that don't gain a level of exhaustion. Everyone else gains 1 more level of exhaustion. So that, I believe, puts Theo and Obi at 2, everyone else at 1. 2 levels of exhaustion means your speed is halved. So by the time you get there, not only do you have disadvantage on ability checks, your speed is halved, you guys are tired.
Can we make
but it's
the
late at
blouses
night.
in the morning? I'm real tired.
We already made it. So
We did?
yes,
Does it
we're
look
here.
nice?
It looks like the shithole it's supposed to look.
I wanted it to look nice. I'll fix it in the morning.
Okay. So, you guys going to get yourself a place to sleep, the same place you went before?
I think we would not put up for the night with 5 dead dwarves on our horses. I understand if you.
I know your feelings about the I cannot even remember the fancy place with the peoples where we are taking the dwarves, but maybe we go there, give them the dwarves, and then go to bed there too. That does not seem so bad.
Yeah, we can do that. Me and Pelir can go, and you guys can start heading out and getting a rest. And I motion to Pelir for us to move the bodies.
Okay, we'll go get rooms.
We'll take the horses. We'll take the wagon.
Yeah, it was Queenie at the at her B&B that set the quest.
Yeah, before anything, I'm gonna talk to Pelir outside. What do you think about this? Should we tell them that there's more to this than meets the eye?
Absolutely. I think that if we withhold this information, we open them up to grave danger. And perhaps if we make our way back to this town and we have told them, when we come back, they will have discovered more things for us to follow up on.
All right. I don't know, I'm indifferent about this. If you wish to disclose that information, you can. I don't know exactly if we should, to be honest.
For what reason would you want to withhold this information?
I don't know. There's just something about this whole master thing. And not only that, it'd be better if they think that we took care of all the people, you know?
Well, we took care of the 5 that she asked for. So we took care of all the people that she wanted.
I don't know. It's just a feeling that I get.
Have we gotten our rooms yet, or are we just like?
So I think Cecil and Pelir were going to deliver the bodies. I don't see any real reason why you have to go with them. So you could go and secure the same rooms you had the night before, if you wanted.
Let's do that.
Okay. So those delivering off the bodies, as soon as you get close to the B&B, she'll come out. Queenie will come out to meet you, dragging dead bodies through the city, even for just a minute or two, quickly caught her attention. She saunters out, clapping all the time. Good job, everyone. You did a great job. Is that all of them? I'm impressed you survived.
They're pushovers.
Is that all it took, was to just push them over?
It's a figurative speech, Queenie.
I apologize. We are very tired. We have been up all day, fighting and walking and fighting. The 5 that you warned us about, they are here. We have also recovered many of their ill-gotten gains. They're also on this wagon. I leave it to you to redistribute those things as they, to whomever they belong. I guess, special note, obviously not the slice nor the gold or silver is in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I figured.
There was also some correspondence that these fellows seemed to have been exchanging with that master that you have mentioned. So these 5, there was a 5, but there was no master among them. This master apparently pulls strings from somewhere else.
Ooh. Well, that will be interesting to uncover. But you've done a wonderful job already of just taking care of the immediate danger. I'll send my busy little bees out inquiring about any other ne'er-do-wells that might have some reason to want Honeygulf to struggle. So thank you. Do you want the bodies for any particular reason?
You had requested evidence of their demise, and we could no better evidence than their bodies.
All right, so these are for me then. Thank you. I'll if you could just put them off to one side, I'll get some people to clear them away in a moment. The bounty. I guess you would require that. At what point was the bounty at again? 300 gold pieces, I believe.
With our deposit, it was 325.
Ah, okay. She'll rummage about inside of her bag, pull out a small pouch, start dropping coin into it, and then she'll give you a pouch of 325 gold pieces.
Nice. I'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a little heavy, that much gold in one bag, but yeah, there you go. Pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen. Do come again.
It was very nice meeting you again, Miss Queenie. And have a good night.
Bye-bye. All right. So you go off. You'll be able to get your places of rest. Unless you would like to do something different tonight. I assume we're all going to the same place.
Theo, I know you are very tired, but if you will identify what this does tonight, we will pick together who we put it on unawares.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Me? Okay.
Theo.
So...
Daffy is not here or she is asleep. We are being very quiet. Shh. But
Okay,
if we know what this does, we can do something with it.
Okay.
Something mischievous. And fun.
I'm good. I'm gonna sleep. Good night.
While she is asleep, I try to steal Theo's weapon and put the slice on it.
Okay. Which weapon? And go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
What does she have?
I have a longsword and a shield.
I'll put it on your shield. Maybe. I'm really disadvantaged because I'm super tired.
Okay.
So
you spend an hour. All right. So you're going to sleep. You're not going to be fast asleep straight away. So would you notice him with a 15? Trying to steal your shield?
He just got away with it. I have a passive perception of 14.
Okay. All right. So you just sneak it away. You spend an hour attuning this slice to the weapon. Not to the weapon, sorry, to the shield, to the armor. Right. In doing so, you will learn what its properties are, as well as attuning the shield to such a thing. So, this is called Bloodthirsty. It's one single slice slot for it. When you apply it with armor, that armor now requires attunement. When you are reduced to 0 hit points by a melee weapon attack, roll a DC 15 con save. On a success, you are instead reduced to 1 hit point and gain 2d6 temporary hit points. Once this feature has been used, it cannot be used again until after you have finished a long rest. If you were to apply it to other items, you'd learn what the other abilities are. This item, if applied to weapons, again requires attunement. When you hit with a melee weapon using this magic weapon and reduce the target to 0 hit points, you gain 2d6 temporary hit points. Or if you apply it to something else, when a creature within 5 feet of you is reduced to 0 hit points, you gain advantage on the next attack roll you make before the end of your next turn. So, after you've done that, you'll know that she'll now notice that her shield requires attunement when she wakes up. There'll be magic inside of her shield that she'll need to understand and play with in order to wield her shield properly in the morning. Okay? Sounds good.
Cool. Is it morning?
Then it's morning. Everyone gains the full benefits of a full long rest.
What's up with my shield?
Yeah.
What'd you do to your shield?
I didn't do it.
Oh, it looks kind of funny.
Ew.
It gives off a slight red hue. Just a little bit when you tilt it just right.
I'm going to sit here with it, and I will ponder it for an hour. You guys go get some breakfast.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, you know what? If you could bring me back some breakfast, like a biscuit, that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Raspberry jelly, if they have any of that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, no, that sounds good.
They don't have raspberry jelly. Everything here is honey.
Okay, well, it's raspberry jelly or nothing, so don't bring it back to me, honey.
Okay. So you'll be able to attune to the weapon, to the piece of armor, to the shield again, and understand its properties. Okay.
Fascinating. I will, as soon as I come into contact with Obi, I will look at him knowingly as he passes, just give him one of those. But otherwise...
I hope you slept well. I suppose after doing such good things for the night, your god may have blessed you, as it has blessed all of us with this weather. I don't even know if it's stormy or not. I hope so, with that kind of comment.
Well, I don't think that my god has blessed me, but I do believe that I was blessed by somebody. Perhaps a lord of felines of sorts.
Oh, you do not worship the Lord Cat. He would not help you anyway. He only helps those who help themselves.
But his messenger might... Okay.
You're not exactly going to be able to avoid her all day, because what are you guys going to do today? Head out on the road or anything else?
I mean, if anybody else wants to do something, we should probably get back to our original main storyline quest. We did what we had to do. We left our mark, and left a little trail of, hey, we're here to help, blah blah blah. So, up to you guys. If you guys want to get into any more wacky shenanigans, looks
always.
at Obi.
I will go get the horses. It is time to go.
Okay. All right. So you'll begin the journey headed eastwards along the road towards Citadel Haganibuto. So this citadel is set into the mountains on the eastern side of the island. So as you begin to make your way closer and closer towards these moonlit mountains, the temperature will begin to drop just a little bit, and you'll notice, Theo, that there is a pretty low cloud cover around the moonlit mountains once you get closer to it.
Oh, be right back.
The journey passes by fairly uneventfully over the next road. This is a well-traveled space, so there's no real dangers as of right now. Once you get out, yeah.
One of the days that we're riding along, I'm gonna pull up next to the cart, and I will say, Daphne. Pardon, it's perhaps I am not always paying very close attention to the conversations that we all have from time to time, but I think I recall at one time you saying that you were on the road for, you had left your village due to some sort of vision. Is that, or is that a dream? As an elf, I do not have a type of dream per se. I have a reverie, and during this reverie, I am able to recall with perfect clarity moments of my life. Is the thing that you are talking about, is it like this, or is it some sort of perhaps premonition of something that may happen? Or
no. And Daffy doesn't usually get shy, but she gets shy when you bring this up. It's something my people do when you come of age. You go to the shamans and then you drink this thing and then you see, well, what you're supposed to do with your life, I guess. But what I saw kind of scared them a little bit. So they said I had to go out and find some things before I could come back home. So that's what I'm doing.
Well, there are some things that I can help you find. We are traveling together. I would be happy to lend my assistance in whatever way I can.
Well, the thing is, I don't really know exactly what I'm supposed to find. The vision was a little... Well, it was weird. If I think I see anything, I'll let you know. But I don't think I've seen any of it yet. Yeah.
So, do you think that, like, when you find this stuff, what? They'll help you be a better person? Help you be an adult? What?
I don't know. I guess I'll know when I see it.
Because you could always make it up, you know. Go back whenever you want. Just be like, yeah, I saw the thing. No big deal.
I hadn't thought of that, you think?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you can get away with it. They can't prove anything.
Cecil will lean in and is like, I think something like this, you need to actually see it. This might be good for you. And then he's going to lean in closer and be like, what did you see?
Well, I kind of saw a lot of things. Do you want me to tell you?
If you're comfortable. I mean, we're all friends. Well, and I look at Obi, some of us. But I give him like a wink.
Okay. She kind of closes her eyes. I saw a raven flying over a silver citadel and a statue of a black horse engulfed in white hot flames and a barren field with one giant tree in the middle that had flowers and fruit at the same time. Gets a little embarrassed. It's like, I don't know. It didn't really make much sense, but my shamans were really kind of scared about it. I don't know.
I guess just to clarify, you're on this quest to find these things. Is it your intention and desire to return home? And is it you are predisposed to this, and every waking moment you are looking for these things? So that
No.
you can get home as soon as possible? No?
I'd like to go home one day, but really that's the only time I ever left the marsh, so I'm kind of enjoying myself. But yeah, one day I'd like to go home. I kind of miss my family.
Could we arrange for them to meet us sometimes?
I'm kind of not allowed to go back until I finish finding the things from my vision. The shamans were pretty strong about that too.
Well, I do not know about the tree or the raven, but I think we could find a horse and light it on fire, if that helps.
Thinking creatively.
I don't know if that would be it exactly.
So there's a metaphorical horse and a metaphorical fire.
I guess.
Regardless of what it is, she'll know when it shows up, and we'll know when it's time to help. That's all it is. For now, let's just enjoy the ride. And then you're just gonna like lean back, like, because he's been in the back of the carriage the whole time.
Side note: every black horse we see from now on, Obi wonders, how hard would it be to set that on fire?
Oh man.
Okay.
And then I will steer my horse away.
Good. All right. Anything else that happens to you guys while you're making your way towards the mountain peaks?
When we hit kind of the mists and Theo gets really excited, Obi would actually ride up to her and so you, it is clear you like the inclement weather, yes?
Uh-huh.
And I notice whenever it gets cold and rainy, you have the markings on your face.
Yeah.
I have never seen such a thing before, and I have noticed that when you get angry, they get like really red, and then like sacred energy flies out of your hands. So, what's up with that?
Well, it's not really associated with what whether it is or my emotions or anything. What this is my connection to the elements, specifically the one that I've come to know like a sibling, which is that of the sky and the weather in general. So whenever I dip into the pool of power that I understand is coming from the elements, the thing that attaches me to it does things, and the thing that it does most often is starts to distribute some supercharged static electricity, and so it can light up sometimes. It doesn't hurt though, if you're wondering.
That's good. How did you come to find such a sibling?
Well, it first started when I was around 10, and I was struck by lightning.
Oh.
And then when I got back up after that, I felt a presence, and I started talking to it, and it never really, it didn't really talk to me, but I felt it. It communicated with me in a way, at least I think it did. It's complicated.
Oh, that sounds very complicated.
It's more feelings than it is able to explain it.
Yeah, perhaps being like lightning was sad and alone and needed a friend or a sister, and then it reached out and got one.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. You can ask the wind any kind of question, but it's not necessarily going to be answered correctly because it's the wind.
Well, the wind is not lightning. I imagine they're just less nice.
Lightning doesn't talk to me. It's only the wind.
Only the wind.
Oh, it's only the wind. Yep.
This is a very complicated relationship you seem to have.
So,
but I'm glad it does not hurt.
No, not at all. Nothing to worry about here.
Very good.
Well, while you guys are making your way into the mountains, your path takes you around a couple ravines and between some pretty tight spots, but opens up more regularly than not. You'll begin to hear the rumble of stone and rock just up ahead of you. It's quite clear. It's starting to get a little bit louder. It sounds like it should be thunder, but there's no thunder coming from the actual cloud cover above. When you hear all of these sounds of the rumbling rocks, what do you guys do? You're on your wagon or horses.
Should we slow down? We should probably
stand
slow
there
down.
And wait for it. Yeah. Okay.
There might be a rock slide coming.
Okay. So you slow down. You calm you make sure your horses are calm so that they don't jump, they don't skitter off or anything like that. I'd like everyone to roll perception checks, please.
Seven.
18.
10.
Okay.
15.
21.
Hey.
All right. Theo, Daffy, and Pelia, the three of you, not only do you hear the rocks, it seems to be like the rocks are sliding down the side of the mountain. It seems like you've got the sound of rocks just shimmering down. But then, strangely enough, some loud panting on top of it. And then you'll catch notice of what appears to be a golem, a stone golem of sorts, a statue that is sliding down. Well, it's not just one, it's actually a whole pack of food dog statues. So these statues are of a lion dog type creature, and they're bouncing down the mountainside. Now, anyone who knows anything about Citadel Haganebuto or has traveled there will know that these are supposed to be statuesque guardians at the front gate of the Citadel itself. They're not supposed to be playing around on the rocks like actual animals. What do you do?
Are they like playing around, just like bouncing and playing with each other, or like stalking towards us like a tiger in the weeds?
At the moment, they're just bouncing around and enjoying themselves. But that's probably because they haven't noticed you yet. Who knows what they'll do when they notice you?
Theo, you are an expert in strange things. Is that normal?
Historically, what do I know that this is a normal occurrence for
them becoming like animalistic? Not normal at all. Them being statues that are more for, I guess, you would know that these statues are normally kind of not so much prayed to, but it's good luck to maybe give them a little kiss and a tap on your way in, to touch the paw of one of these statues as you're making your way into the Citadel. These are supposed to be just statues, but they're
active and they're bouncing around, and that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. The fact that they've animated themselves is weird.
Can I tell from their expressions or the way that they're moving if they're hostile right now? If they intend to, if they're going berserk, in other words.
Mm-hmm. Roll an insight check, I would assume.
25.
25. Okay. Your understanding of the way animals work, they've become almost like they were just a pack of wolves. And so their playful nature with one another involves a lot of jumping over and biting on the neck and clawing at one another. But the actual state of them does seem to suggest these are more akin to the behavior of wild dogs, wild wolves, creatures that would be extremely territorial and very aggressive towards people who disturb them.
Obi, I don't think that they're acting right, and I think that we should all try to avoid them best we can, if it's possible.
So it is normal for the statue to move around, but not how they're doing it?
Yeah, and they're also probably like not supposed to be this far away from where they're stationed. They're sentry golems.
Oh. Okay.
So
what do we do?
Avoid them?
If you'd like to,
or we just try to find a way to get out of their way.
Well, there's only one road to Hagabuto. We could leave our horses and cart behind and get around them. But But this is
But
strange.
in order to bring
indeed.
the wagon and the horses, you're going to have to go past them. So unless you can get them away from this road, you're not going to be able to get your horses and wagons past them without conflict.
Well, Daffy, you can make things look like other things, right? Sometimes.
I can make myself look like other things, or I could make a real big illusion.
Big enough to cover the cart?
See, I can do major image out of game.
The idea was going to be to turn us into what looked like a giant boulder and just go rolling along in the background.
I like that.
They don't take interest in
rolling.
exactly. Giant tumbleweed.
Oh man.
I have Pellier as someone who's well traveled. Does he have? Does he know that the custom of throwing the coins would he think that throwing a coin would appease these things and is more than just a custom, but is more of like a toll?
Roll a. I'd attune that more to a religion, but a history check might work.
That is 21.
Okay. So there's a chance it might work, but also their nature is so far removed from what they were used to. They're usually behaving. There's a chance that behavior isn't going to work so much.
I will relay my theory is that perhaps this custom is more of a toll. If we wish to try one method, we could always fall back on throwing a coin and seeing if this appeases them.
Could we take a bunch of coins and just lay them out in front of them and then see if they go away?
I am happy to try this if we wish to give this a chance.
Who's the fastest?
That is Obsidian.
As
Yes,
your
my liege.
leader, I suggest that we put a bunch of coins out there and then you run back away from danger and then we see if it works.
My liege, that is such a wonderful idea. May I also suggest, if I am going to be endangered anyway, perhaps I can run out and put out the coins, and then if they don't like that and start chasing me, I can run the other way, and maybe I can get them all to chase me, and then you guys can go along, and I will either find you later or I will die in the service of my matriarch.
Sounds like a glorious plan.
Well, don't do that, but that it is the charge of a leader to delegate, so I will do that to you, Abby. Thank you for your idea.
Yes, I am so ecstatic about this idea, my liege.
It'd be a glorious, honorable death.
I
Don't
will
die.
I will never regret my fealty to you all
Please be careful, though.
as I go out alone.
That was just a joke, though. But just be careful.
Pellier, can you send your cat with him?
I head out. I just walk out with. I have some money.
I was going to say, Obsidian, you give me
Yeah,
all these coins. Do you want maybe one gold piece apiece?
Okay,
six
and
of them?
do I just put that with them, or throw it at them, or shove it down their mouth?
They are, as I understand it, very. They were very stationary. I would think is solemn. So perhaps a ritualistic air as you approach, very respectfully, and then just place one coin and one coin, so that they know that there is one for each.
Ritualistic air. Okay. So I will start walking forward, but in like 2 long steps and then 3 small ones. And then 2 long steps and 3 small ones with my hands kind of out like this with coins in them.
Like you're
I
walking
don't
on
know.
the
I don't know
aisle
what a
of wedding.
ritual means, but this is the best I've got.
Oh man.
As you start walking towards them in such a weird fashion, they
Ritualistic
do
fashion.
a ritualistic fashion, of course. Yes, they do seem to line up next to one another into a column.
Do they have any facial expressions, or are they just still like stone?
The facial expressions look. It's the basic stone face that is just the same as it would normally be, but the eyes seem to have closed a little bit. Brows have furrowed as they're investigating you.
So I'll just come up to this one, and I'll put a gold coin at its feet, and then look up at its eyes to see if that does anything.
It'll go down, sniff the coin, paw at the ground a little bit, and then look up at the cat.
Maybe give him a second coin.
I need you to roll an animal handling check.
Oh, great.
Got this, Obi. I believe in you.
A natural 1, and my second roll is a natural 20.
So
That's awesome.
Give him a third
that
coin.
dog is going to start raising itself up. Its claws shoot out of its paws. It's ready to strike at the cat in front of him. I'd like everyone
use
to
a
roll for
bonus
initiative.
action to disengage, slap it in the face, and make a run for it.
Such a cat-like thing to do.
Yep.
Roll for initiative.
8. I could not buy a 5 to roll today. Goodness. It's the 1 and the 20 that really made that great.
Here's my dash tower.
13.
Ooh. Okay, so already in the turn order, I have a 6 from Theo, an 8 from Obsidian, a 22 from Pellier, a 4 from Cecil, and a 13 from Daphne. Is that correct and accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would any of you be mounted, or would you all be off your horses at this point in time?
I'd be off.
I like we're
I was
walking
on-
up, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, apart from Obi, who must stay in front of the foo dogs here, the rest of you are welcome to move yourselves about, spread yourselves out as much as you wish. Just don't get any closer to these creatures. Okay? All right. Then, if there's nothing else, we're going to start at the top of the round. It's clear that this method seemed to fail somehow. And so, Pellier, Adlai, what are you going to do on your turn?
All right. So my intent was to crawl out behind this outcropping, as just in case Zobi or Obsidian was going to run out the other direction. So is this an actual outcropping that is a physical barrier to what I can see?
Mm-hmm. It's not going to cover too much, but yes, there is a little bit of a lip. You could hide behind it if you dropped down, but stood up at full height, you could see over it enough to at least be able to see the right foremost, at least. So all of this rock that's around here doesn't block line of sight unless you crouch below it.
Okay. I will get out into the open canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cast a spell. I will cast blindness, deafness on the creature right in front of Obsidian.
Okay. What does it need to do?
That is a Constitution saving throw. Spell save 13.
That would be a failure. Does that creature go blind or deaf?
Blind.
Blind, okay. So, blinded dog in front of Obi.
And then
Anything
with
else?
my bonus action, I will cast Blade Song or not cast Blade Song. I will begin my Blade Song, pulling out my silvered side sword and waving it in a musical and artistic fashion.
Okay. The gargoyles get to go next. We have one that's right in front of Obi. It knows he's there. It's still going to strike out at him, but it would be at disadvantage because it can't actually see him. So, it makes 2 attacks, a bite and then a claw. The bite attack at disadvantage. Where's my other d20? So that's going to miss because that's like a 7.
Yep.
So that's probably going to miss. Yep. The claw attack, however, again, that's 7. Okay. We have another that will move a little bit closer to you to attack you from that side. These creatures acting like animals, they do have pack tactics on top of what they had. So the advantage, well, this one actually has advantage against you. But that's still only going to be a 13.
That'll miss.
Okay. We have another that will also move up to you. Another 13. Followed by a 5.
I like to imagine that they're actually very deadly, but I'm just a flexible willow in the breeze.
Not happy with these die.
They're not killing me fast enough.
Well, no, it's just I'd like them to hit you at least once, you know? All right. The others are going to jump and bounce past you and head towards the other creatures. The nearest one being Pelé in his flourishy behavior. So, 2 attacks, a 13 and a 7.
Misses. The gods are with us today.
The gods are with you today. All right. We have one that will run and then dash up to Daffy. And one last that will move up towards Obi. That's going to be a 15 to hit.
That'll miss.
Followed by a 12 to hit. Okay. While Daffy's taking her turn, I'm changing my dice around. Daffy, what are you going to do?
Oh, hello, Mr. Dog. Let me see. I guess I'm casting Shatter on him.
Yeah. Just him?
I don't know if I can reach anybody else without hurting my friends, so let me see. I think I'd still catch Kalir if I tried to get both those guys. Yeah, I guess just on the guy in front of me.
Okay. All right. So what does he need to do for the
He
shatter?
needs
It's
to make a
save, right?
con save. Yep. And I
Okay.
believe if he is made of... What is it?
Inorganic material, stone.
Yes, then
Yes.
he gets disadvantage on that saving throw.
Right. He gets disadvantage on this saving throw. That will be an 11.
That is a failure. Yay.
All right.
So he will take, doing that at 2nd level. So that's 3d8. $13 points of thunder damage.
All right. It's a sturdy hit.
And
Anything else?
we'll go ahead and throw an inspiration to Abby up there because you might need it. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Obi, you're surrounded by these creatures.
Sure am.
The blinded one can repeat his con save at the end of his turn.
That's a failure.
Well, that's great, because I'm going to attack him once with my short sword.
All right. You have advantage on the attack because it is blind.
Net critical hit. Plus, since he's
All
blind,
right.
since I get advantage, I get my sneak attack, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Woo!
So you stab it hard with the short sword, get that natural 20. All that. Yeah. What's how much damage do you deal?
So that is 11 plus 13, 24 damage. And then I'll use my martial art feature to follow up with one free unarmed strike.
Okay.
For an 18 to hit.
That will also hit. Now, your unarmed strike is not considered magical, neither is your short sword, correct?
That is correct. They are mundane.
Okay. So, these creatures do appear to be resistant to the mundane damage.
Lame. So that'll be another
So in
6
that-
damage, probably reduced to 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just 3.
And then I am going to use a key point to take patient defense, to take the dodge action as a bonus action, increasing my
Does
AC
not
by
your
2.
martial arts require you to use your bonus action to make
That
an
is
unarmed strike?
Flurry of Blows. Martial arts allows me 1 free attack after a main attack. Flurry of Blows gives me 2 at the expense of a key point and a bonus action.
Okay. I am almost 100% positive that martial arts
Let me double
feature
check. You probably got it
still
right.
requires you to
Let me
use a
double
bonus
check.
action.
Martial arts. When you make an attack, you can make one. You're right. It is a bonus action. Can I undo that spare bonus attack, though, and take the patient defense then? If not, I've done it. Move onward.
Yeah.
It's fine.
You've dealt damage, so no.
Sure.
Thanks
I'm
to
just
my
going to stay
favorite
there
class.
then. Can't move because that would provoke so many opportunity attacks. So I'll just stay there. I'm done.
Okay. Theo.
Be like, oh no, Daffy! I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna square up next to her, shoulder to shoulder. For my action, I will cast Booming Blade! Which didn't work the way that I wanted it to. Hold on. Well, that's not gonna work. That's an 8 to hit.
That's going to miss.
Yeah, okay. So for my bonus action, I am still going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay. And what form does your spiritual... we specifically created a spiritual weapon for you, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a little 5 foot
Good.
by 5 foot tornado. So that guy is actually going to go over here. And
Okay.
have any of the food dogs up north taken damage yet?
The blind one has, but
Alright.
not any of others.
Okay. So we'll put it there, and that one has a 21 to hit.
Right. Which one were you attacking?
The blind one.
The blind one. Okay, so it would be a
24.
24 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's at advantage. 9 points of force damage is going to hit and hurt the statue
Great.
creature.
That's it for me.
Right. All right, then we will move to Cecil.
All right. Cecil's gonna start stretching. He's gonna twirl his sword like like someone would twirl like a drummer would twirl a drumstick. Let's see. He's going to walk up here, and he's gonna yell, "Hey, OB, you got this. I'll be right there."
That is so
And I'm going-
comforting.
I'm going to swing my blade twice on this one.
Mm-hmm.
A 12 to hit.
The 12 will not hit.
All right, and I'll take another swing. 24 to hit.
Now that will hit.
7 points of damage. Do I notice that my attacks don't really do damage?
Yeah, you'll notice that as your blade starts striking against the stone, it seems to spark a little bit, and the vibration that cascades through your arm almost shakes the weapon itself. That's not a good idea.
Okay.
It's not as effective as it should be.
And then, all right, for my bonus action, I don't have an icon set up yet, but I will grab my fist where my bracelet is, my holy symbol, and utter that my resolve is absolute, and I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon right here.
Okay. What kind of form does that take on?
It's a blade, right? But the blade is down, and near the hilt is an angel wing and then a demon wing. And it just floats there menacingly, but also very angelically.
Okay. Let's turn that to be somewhat vertical.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. So is that the position you summon it in?
Yep.
Okay.
And
So you're casting spiritual weapon then.
And I will have it strike there. Let me just get my 1d8. I'm gonna have to roll it naturally. So D plus 5. 22 to hit.
The 22 will hit.
That's 1d8. And it's 1d8, right?
No, spiritual weapon. Is it 1d8 force damage?
Yeah, plus
yes.
yeah,
Plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
which is 5, so that's 11 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So 11.
And then I'll end my turn there.
All right. So which kind of paladin are you, real quick?
I am a conquest.
The conquest. Okay, cool.
Yes.
All right. So that's why, as a paladin, he has spiritual weapon, is because he is specifically Oath of Conquest. All right, we are back up to the top of the round. Pellier.
So I have been doing this the whole time, just getting into my groove. And then with my other hand, I will produce a Shadow Blade. That is my bonus action to cast the spell. I will sheath my silver side sword and then attack with my Shadow Blade, the fellow right in front of me.
Okay.
That is 13 to hit.
That Shadow Blade seems to just pass right through it. It misses its target.
So I curse my shadowy forms and I look longingly back at the sword I just sheathed. And I end my turn.
Okay. The food dogs. All right. We have the blind one. It is going to go first. It is going to attack. Actually, it is blind and doesn't quite understand what just attacked it. So it's still going for Obi. Okay. So the advantage and the disadvantage all cancel out. Pack tactics with that's a 14 to hit.
Misses. Dodge to
Followed
left.
by
Dodge
a
to
9.
Crisscross.
Okay. The other 3 are all going to attack you with advantage.
Sure. Why wouldn't they?
Of course they would. That's a 21. Finally.
Finally got a hit.
Does that
Watch,
hit
it'll
you?
be like, yes, it does. It'll be 20
Okay.
bludgeoning damage. I know it.
That's going to be 5 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Second attack from that one will be... Ooh, that's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
Back to the other dice, please.
Yeah, right.
For 5 points of slashing. I'm
5 points
rolling...
slashing.
I'm rolling a new die and the old die. So while I have advantage, I'm
Fair enough.
ignoring the old one. All right. So that's 1. We've got 2 more. So
Right.
that's a 9 to hit.
That'll miss.
Followed by a 7 to hit.
That'll miss.
Next one. That's also going to miss. But that's a 21. No, that's a natural 20.
Ah, you got me.
I got you. I get to roll this twice. Okay. 9 points of slashing damage.
All right.
There you go. All right. We have one up against Pellier. It is going to just strike out at Pellier. That's a 20 to hit.
I will react and cast a shield.
Okay.
I'm making the attack miss.
All right. For its second attack, it is going to attempt to actually grapple you with its teeth instead of actually slashing at you. So I need you to roll an athletics or acrobatics check.
My acrobatics are at advantage when I am in my blade song, and that is a 26.
This thing jumps towards you to try and grab hold of you and fails, just rolling on the floor behind you.
I am
One
doing
that's
my best
kind
to
of stuck. Yep.
emulate obsidian.
What is that?
I'm moving like you, so I don't get hit.
Ah, that's right.
We do have a food dog that is in them by itself and surrounded. They don't like that, so it's going to disengage as an action and then go and support its buddy.
If only my booming blade had worked.
Daphne.
Well, since that guy moved out of the way, that's nice. I guess I will do another shatter. Stone people. It's a bitch. I know. And try to catch these two here without getting Obby.
Hit me too. Get all 5 of us.
No. So yeah, these two here should make me some saves.
Okay. It's a 20-foot cube, right? For shatter?
It is. It is a 60-foot sphere.
10-foot radius sphere, 60-foot radius.
10-foot radius sphere. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so 10-foot radius sphere. So if you were to perhaps center it here, you could get 3 dogs instead of just the 2 that you were thinking of beforehand. Not to change your tactics. It's up to you.
If we think that Daffy is good enough at geometry to have thought of that, then yes, absolutely. We'll go ahead and do that instead.
Okay. So we shall have 3 con saves. I believe all 3 of those are going to fail.
Woohoo!
The highest was a 15.
Nice.
Is a 15 a success?
15 would be a success. That would be the DC.
Okay. So one of them did succeed.
Okie dokie. Well, let's see what we're looking at.
Actually, they're all these are all creatures of stone.
Oh yeah,
so they would
they all
have
get disadvantage. Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm going to roll that one that did succeed. Yep, that's going to fail.
Woo!
Okay. There you go.
15 points of thunder damage.
Okay. As you heavily injure these creatures. Anything else from you?
We'll throw an inspiration over at Pulair because he's got 2 on him right now.
Okay.
It's fine.
Obi.
I am going to bonus action first to disengage.
Okay.
And then I am going to move. Nope, I'm going to attack the blind one with my short sword again, because why not?
After disengaging?
Well, I'm taking the bonus action as a disengage. which that allows me to move through the whole turn without taking opportunity attacks. Yeah. And then for my action, I'm just going to attack once without doing that silly martial art thing because that would suck up my bonus action. 18 to hit.
18 is going to hit.
All right, so that's 10 slashing damage. Okay. Now for my movement, I will move 40 feet away. And I believe that's it. And I will say, "You cannot catch me!" And run.
It still fails its con save against the blindness.
Oh, great.
He had advantage.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Well, so then 11 points for
I marked down that you actually ended up doing 10 points of damage because it's 11 plus 10, but it's resistant. So
right.
Halved.
So that's right now.
Okay.
Catch me if you can, you dogs.
Theo.
I see Daffy's progress. I'm like, yes, quite. And I would also like to cast Shatter, but I will do so at 3rd level, and I am going to pop my Destructive Wrath on it. So Theo's Lichtenberg figure starts sparking and zapping and doing its thing.
Okay. What's the DC of this?
15. Yes, 15.
Okay. Okay. I have 1 success, even with disadvantage. And then failures. Well, actually, how many? Where are you targeting it? I should specify.
In the middle of the 4.
In the middle of the 4. Okay, so I need to roll for 1 more. All right, so that's 3 failures, 1 success.
Okay, 32 was the max damage for a 3rd level Shatter. So.
And you get to do max damage, right?
Using my Channel Divinity, yeah.
Using your Channel Divinity, okay. Three of the dogs shatter, fall to pieces instantly.
Nice.
One of them takes a huge amount of pain, and you can just hear it whimper from
No! Don't do that.
Dog murderer. Little stone dog.
Anything else from you?
Yeah, I'd like to use my bonus action to do my spiritual weapon.
Okay. It's curiously positioned right next to the one that survived that attack.
Indeed. It's 25 to hit.
Okay. You silence those whimpers.
Shh. Okay, now I'm done.
Okay. Cecil.
There's only 2 left, right?
There's only 2 left.
Yeah.
One of which looks heavily hurt.
All right, so I'm not gonna waste a level 2 slot. So I'm going to casually stroll by. As I stroll by, throw the blade, put it up on my shoulder, and just give a good whack on the one to the left of Pilir.
Okay.
2 times. So the first one is 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
For 11 points of damage. And then
resisted down to 5.
And then I'm going to hit again. 11 will miss. And I will move my blade, my spiritual blade, right here. And I'll have it attack the one on top in the front, right next to it. So I got a 17 to hit.
17 is going to hit.
And I will, it's 10 points of damage.
Okay. 10 points of damage. It is force damage, so it goes straight through. That causes it to break one of its legs.
Cecil kind of is like, wait, this is a monster, right? He kind of sad, but then he's like, it's all right. They're not real dogs. They're monsters. And I'll end his turn.
Pelia, what would you like to do?
All right, I will make sure I'm not muted. Yes, I will hold out my Shadow Blade and and see green flames crawl down it. And then I will use it to attack the one in the front of Cecil. But I will hop over and do a flip off of the cliff so that it can be masterfully executed.
Roll an acrobatics check.
An acrobatics check as well, of course. Why not? Sure.
Yeah.
23 for acrobatics.
With the flourish and the quick spin and the twist that you do, you manage to distract this animal creature, giving yourself advantage on the attack.
Oh, well, then I will do that with advantage.
So just roll the d20 again.
Nice.
So this is my elven accuracy. I get an additional die when I roll for advantage. That turned out to be a critical hit, 27.
Okay.
So that is 13 psychic damage and 10 fire damage. And then green flames jump from this target that I hit and also engulf the neighboring dog for an extra 9 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Impressive.
So the dog that you hit with that swift little flurry is heavily injured, and the flames go on and catch the one that was wounded by the spiritual weapon. You kill that one, not the one you were attacking. Anything else from your pillar?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right. That gargoyle, the foo dog, is alone. Its pack is all destroyed. So it's going to take the disengage action. And it's going to run as quickly as it can. It wants to get out of here.
Don't you hurt it!
Unknowingly running towards Obi. Daffy, anything from you? Will you chase it down? It's clear it's running away from you.
I mean, I kind of feel bad for it now. Nah, it'll be fine. I'm good.
Okay. Obi, do you chase after it or try to kill it anyway?
Oh, you can't let something get away. It could call friends. Murder it! So I'm going to run up to it. That's 40 feet.
Strikes again.
And then I'm going to attack it with my short sword. 27 to hit.
Hits.
And then I will flurry of blows in order to take 2 unarmed strikes on it.
Okay.
14.
Miss.
And another 14. Boo! Stupid rock. Not taking damage from my unmagical, boring fists.
Theo.
I'm just gonna call after Obi. Obi, what are you doing? They're just golems.
Until it gets away and warns the people. Well, actually, we don't
The
think
people
that...
will be warning is people Ganebuto. We're destroying their property. That's it. Just yell at
Okay. Cecil.
Here in this exchange, Cecil is gonna yell out, "But you killed the majority of them."
Yeah, but I had to. Now I don't have to.
I will move the blade to the last one left and have my spiritual blade take it down.
Okay. Your spiritual weapon can only move 20 feet, so it can't make the distance.
Okay. Damn.
Okay. Is that it for you?
Run, little foo dog!
Yeah, that's it.
Pelia, are you going to chase it down?
Absolutely.
Okay. Figured.
These creatures are waylaying innocent travelers. We cannot let them live.
How do you know that? There are no bodies.
We were innocent and they waylaid us. Therefore, they are waylaying innocent travelers.
I mean, I
Ipso
don't think
facto.
Obi's innocent, to be honest. But Cecil mutters.
So again, my shadowy blade has green flames trickling down it, and I lunge and thrust it into the stony form of the dog. 17.
Bares its teeth at you. That is going to hit.
That's 17 psychic and 5 fire damage.
Its growl becomes fixed as you remove the life from this creature. It begins to chip and break away from the impact wound as portions of the Foo Dog statue shatter into smaller pieces. Stood triumphantly once again over a field of corpses, you will see up the road, just within a couple miles travel, you will reach the doors to Citadel Haganebuto, and will continue on next week at the Citadel.
Are the doors conspicuously missing the lions that are usually in front of them?
Yep. The pedestals are there, but no lions. Yep. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining us this week. Thanks for chatting away and joining in with us. I had fun. I hope you had fun watching it. If you like what we do, go ahead and follow us. Subscribe if you happen to be willing and able. You can follow us on Twitter. We are at Crituitous RP. Once again, a reminder, we have just set up and rejigged a Discord server that is specifically for us, for you to chat with us and have some fun. I give out DM advice. There are a lot of other good DMs and players on there that they can just chat away together. And also, don't forget to check out our other video stream, which is on Sunday evenings. That is the Half-Rate Heroes adventure, where we have a death in the family that we have to overcome.
That was me.
But
that was the death.
Yeah, that was the case. But in the meantime, also check out Christina's stuff. Christina, what do you have going?
Well, I'm here on Tuesdays. Hi. And on Saturdays, normally I'm over at the Greyhound channel at 12 o'clock Eastern. This Saturday, however, we're doing a special one-shot at 7 Eastern on the Greyhawk channel, which Casey will be joining me for. It'll be a little bit of a backstory deep dive, be some giveaways, some fun stuff. So that's going to be awesome. That's 7 Eastern this Saturday on Greyhawk.
Stoked.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. All ladies party. Hey. And Sundays I'm over on Encounter RP at 5 o'clock Eastern for a really cool Young Heroes of Fate game. So check that out too.
Great. Well, thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Night.
Night.